Hello, everyone, and welcome into your CBSN Denver Daily Sports Line for Tuesday, March 23rd. We are brought to you, as always, by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks, and we are pleased to welcome in the king of BetMGM, Mr. Jason Scott, joining us from Vegas today. Jason, when you look at the first two rounds of the NCAA tournament, it was wild. I think it was a lot more wild than most people expected. What stood out to you through the first 4 days of games?
I think what really stood out is as well as the upsets, because none of your viewers want to hear a bookmaker brag about how much money he's won. But I think the Pac-12, nobody saw how strong that conference was. Um, even I was saying before off air that I expected Kansas to lose to USC, but I didn't expect to see them get dominated. We've seen so many strong teams come out of that conference, and it's great to see basketball's alive on the West Coast.
Yeah, a lot of Buff fans kicking themselves for being the only Pac-12 team to lose in the tournament so far, and hard to believe that 25% of the Sweet 16 is made up of teams from the Pac-12. I think a lot of people's eyes are now open, and that conference getting a lot of respect over the last couple of days, as it rightly should. Jason, when you look at the NBA tonight, we've got the Nuggets visiting the Orlando Magic. Denver is -7. The total here is at 216.5. I'm tempted to stay away from this game, although I do think that the Nuggets will win. What do you like, if anything, about this contest?
I'm not usually a fan for giving big starts. I'm not a big fan of the Magic even more than that. So I'd be happy to take the -7.5 Nuggets.
Yeah, Orlando's dreadful right now. They've lost 10 of their last 11. They're talking about trading away Aaron Gordon. Of course, there's talks that he may end up here in Denver. We'll see how that progresses over the next couple of days. One thing that I do really like in this game is on the player prop side, Michael Porter Jr. and the points. He's at 16.5. Jason, in my mind, our cameraman is laughing right now, our photographer, Kevin Harper, because I slobber over Michael Porter Jr. in his words. But Jason, I don't think the books have adjusted, because he's had 17 or more in 7 straight games and 10 of his last 11 in terms of the points for Michael Porter Jr. so far.
Sometimes we're slow to believe our eyes, and we let our opinion get in front of it. And this might be one of those cases where your faith is paid off, and we're being stubborn for no good reason.
Well, you guys did adjust the rebounds numbers, because it was at 7.5 there for a while, and I was telling people, hey, man, hammer that, hammer that, hammer that, and now it's bumped up to 8.5, so I'm off of that, but I still love MPJ on the points at 16.5 on the over tonight. Jason, when you look at the rest of the NBA slate this evening, anything stand out?
Yeah, I think the bookmakers have made a mistake on another game. I think the Nets at the Blazers. Kyrie and Kevin Durant are at home. Harden's a game time decision, and I think -3.5. There's a really interesting stat I located this morning. The Blazers have lost by over 20 points 7 times this year. They've won 6 of them the game after. Of course, they lost by 40 to the Mavericks on Sunday. They beat a different drum Dame in that group. Feels like they just need a wake-up call every now and then to refocus. They had that, and I think Nets without their stars might feel the brunt of that. -3.5 doesn't look enough to me.
I don't know what's most impressive or stands out the most about that stat, the stat that the Blazers have rebounded the way that they have, or that they've lost 7 games by 20 plus this season.
Probably suggests they might give up on occasion.
Every once in a while they mail it in, is what it sounds like. That's exactly right, Jason. Okay, so there you have it. Jason likes the Blazers -3.5 against the Nets tonight. I'm a big fan of MPJ and the points over at 16.5. And Jason likes the Nuggets, too, to cover -7, because the Orlando Magic are a pretty terrible basketball team. Jason, this was fun. We'll do it again next week, okay?
Thank you, Michael.